our guest, Gianni Uledi. He is the Vice President of Product Marketing and Innovation for the Automotive business line at
Idemia.
This is the company behind TSA PreCheck.
Exactly.
And for most driver's licenses issued in the United States. So let's discuss these possibilities for Idemia's frictionless security as it applies to the cars we drive. So tell us a little bit more about Idemia.
Yeah, Idemia, as you said, for most of you is not a known company. Nonetheless, I'm ready to bet that if you look into your pockets, you will find at least one product which has been
Should we search my wallet? No.
designed, developed, and manufactured by Idemia. Just to give you a few figures. 80% of driving licenses in the US are issued by Idemia.
80%.
80%,
Okay.
yes. And so far, we deliver more than 3 billion ID documents worldwide, which means that, roughly speaking, half of the population worldwide can prove its own identity thanks to Idemia. As you said, to make a very long story short, we are the identity leader. Our goal, our aim is to simplify and secure the interactions, the transactions between people, objects, companies, and governments, both in the physical and the digital space.
Remove the pain points.
Exactly.
That's how I
provide security, but without pain points.
Right. So this is AutoTech here. So how does Idemia's technology apply to automotive? Are you there yet, or is it coming?
Yeah, we're there yet. If you drove to Detroit, or even if you've been driving to this venue, you might have driven a car which is connected thanks to Idemia solutions. So we started our automotive journey by providing car makers with SIM cards, which is what we normally provide to carriers, to MNOs, really to start helping them connect their vehicles. And we are today the leading provider of eSIM technologies to car makers, eSIM being the latest generation of SIM cards, which can be remotely managed and provisioned with our cloud platforms, so that car makers can simplify supply chain manufacturing, but eventually optimize the connectivity cost throughout all the lifespan of the vehicle. So far, we've delivered, more than 20 million vehicles are connected using Idemia's technologies, and among the customer reference, I'm free to share with you, Mercedes and Stellantis Group trust Idemia to connect their vehicles.
Okay.
And then, on top of that, connectivity brings digitalizations, and we realized that what we do every day could be applicable to the automotive market. So what is Idemia doing every day? Every day, we create secret credentials, we manage their life cycle, and we deploy them on different type of devices. That's what we do, for example, for the banking industry, for credit cards and mobile payment solutions. That's what we do for the telecom industry, where basically we enable the possibility for end users to download their data plan on the latest generation of smartphones equipped with eSIM, like the latest iPhones. So really relying on the same know-how, on the same skills, on the same technology, we started working with our partners and customers to turn what we've got in our pockets, this device, into the new key of their vehicles. We started working with them really to store the keys of their vehicles on the smartphone.
So how does this work? How do digital keys work? I've used things like Ford Pass, and I know I had a Chevrolet Volt that I could start up from the airplane once I was on the tarmac, over in the parking lot, get it warming up. I know how that works, but this sounds more advanced. Yeah. So how does digital key work, and why would this be better than carrying around a key fob?
That's a very good question. And today, really, digital keys are the result of two trends. First, connectivity. Connectivity is turning the vehicle into a service platform where we drivers and users want to enjoy digital services. And the second trend is as well the fact that we are, let's say, addicted, more and more dependent on our smartphones. We store on them loyalty cards.
Everything.
We store on them credit cards, so we even pay with. We store on them travel tickets. So it's natural to think about storing your car keys on this device, which is the only device you never forget when you leave in the house.
So you're saying instead of the mantra wallet, keys, phone, you would just do wallet, phone.
Yeah, or even phone.
Yeah.
Everything is here.
Got it.
And
yeah.
Digital keys are really under the spotlight today, and what we see in the industry is that there's all the new what I call the new kids on the block, the EV car makers, are all integrating this kind of features in their latest models, and we can see that even the legacy traditional car makers have plans to completely ditch traditional key fobs from 2025 for their upcoming new platforms.
So it essentially you would have to have a phone, to access your car. Something that we have noticed in our evaluations of our 10 best vehicles, the advent of totally keyless and no ignition button vehicles. I think the Polestar vehicles, you just get in, you sit down, it knows you're there, it's up and running.
Yeah.
And so that's maybe a next step.
That can be a next step. I think that, as I said, digital keys are really under the spotlight, but it's not something new. I would say that we reach now what I would define the third generation of digital keys. First generation being relying on what we call remote keyless entry solutions, where end users would have to push a button on the app to unlock the vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
Second generation of digital keys would rely on NFC-based solution where end users would have NFC, near field communication.
Okay, near field. Okay.
So basically, end users would have to take the phone out of their pocket, tap it on the door handle of the vehicle to unlock the vehicle. Same gesture as you would do with your contactless credit card or when paying with your smartphone.
Got it.
But this solution, I would say, are still a bit clumsy from an end user's perspective. The end user the experience is not comparable to the latest generation of passive entry, passive start.
Your key fob is in the purse or in your pocket, and you don't have to get it out to get it in the car.
But we are reaching a stage that, thanks to Bluetooth and ultra-wideband, which are becoming widely adopted both in vehicles and in smartphones, we're reaching the third generation of digital keys, where basically I can have my phone in my pocket. I just grab the handle of the door, and seamlessly I can get into the door and have my car starting. And what's very exciting and interesting in these times is that first and second generation of digital keys were implemented in a proprietary way in silo by the different car makers. And now car makers are gathering together within the Car Connectivity Consortium. It's an industry organization, also known as CCC, which is really defining a standardized way between smartphone makers and car makers to deploy digital keys both on vehicles and smartphones. I'm sure that Idemia is part of this consortium.
And that has to relate to security as well. I mean, how secure is this? How do you make sure that your digital key doesn't get hacked?
Yeah, you're finger pointing really one of the key challenges for car makers, because so far today the key fobs are, let's say, within the circle of trust of car makers. And they define their security policies and they integrate them within the vehicle design. So with digital keys, car makers will have to deploy their assets on devices which are chosen or belong to the end user.
Right.
So really, to address these security concerns, the CCC, the Car Connectivity Consortium, is mandating hardware security on smartphones. So basically, mandates that only smartphones equipped with what we call an embedded secure element, a discrete piece of hardware needed to store the keys, are eligible to store this third generation of digital keys.
An encrypted kind of thing. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's as a choice from a security perspective. This is really the best choice that could be made by the industry because that relies on the same technology used on SIM cards, credit cards, and passports. Nonetheless, there's another big challenge, which is market reach or capability for car makers to deploy the digital keys on each and any device. Why? Because only 25-30% of smartphones today integrate this embedded secure element. So that's the reason why at Idemia, since day one, we work on solutions which basically are agnostic from the hardware of the smartphone.
Okay.
So we rely on our let's say cryptographic know-how and assets, and basically we have let's say already delivered to the market solutions which are a kind of gap filler, which can address each and every device with a security level which has even been evaluated by a third-party independent lab, and those kind of solutions already hit the market and are used today by customers worldwide.
So I remember asking you, how do I hand my car key to my brother-in-law to run to the store and, get more beer or something, normally I just flip him the keys and say, take my car.
Yeah, that's an interesting use case.
So how, bag of ice, something, let's say.
Yeah, and that's where digital keys are much more convenient.
Okay, how does that work then?
So basically, you would be able to create on your smartphone a digital key for whoever you want, friends, family, or whoever, and also associate restrictions to it. For example, I could create a temporary digital key for the delivery guy so that I can get my online shopping delivered in my trunk when I'm at work.
This starts to enable things.
So this digital key,
I like it,
would be restricted to the trunk and for a duration of time limited, for the delivery of the parcels. I could also create a digital key for my daughter who just got her driving license and set speed limitations. As a father, I want to be
right. Yeah.
Okay, that she's not driving so fast. And so that
eventually you could build in sign recognition with the vehicle, and it has to come to a stop at a stop sign. You can't turn until you turn on your turn signal.
Exactly. But definitely, this is one of the advantages of digital keys. And I think that convenience is another one. So raise the hand who has never got annoyed at leaving the keys behind at home or not knowing where they are.
Or driving away and leaving the key at home.
That sounds,
or with someone else.
That sounds familiar to you with what you told me.
Well, yes, I have on occasion driven 70 miles away with the key still sitting back at home because I started it, had it warm up, went down, got in the car, forgot something, ran back up to the house, unlocked the house, set the keys on the counter, car's still running, open, ready to go, went away without the key.
Yeah.
And I wish it would have just stopped, but it didn't. And I know of other cases where someone's driving to the airport, they have the key in their pocket, they get out of the car, somebody else runs around, jumps in the driver's seat, drives away, and the person with the keys is heading into the airport. So
yeah, those are all situations which could be fixed with digital keys.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're talking about convenience. We're talking about user experience, even security. I could remotely revoke digital keys, so
Right,
that
right.
if something happens also to my vehicle. And I think last but not least, I would highlight as well that digital keys could be the cornerstone of what we've been talking for a long time. It's kind of mobility as a service market, because really they enable a much seamless, convenient way of sharing vehicles. That is completely applicable to the car sharing market, car rental market, car fleet markets.
Yeah.
And again, there's one point which comes to my mind. I think that digital keys are today, and this is pretty recent, and because of the current situation of the semiconductor industry, semiconductor market, digital keys could be even a way to for car makers to offset the risk on the chipset supply chains. The equation is very simple. Digital keys, no key fob, no risks on supply chain.
Few less chips involved.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, the chips are the ones which are
right.
in your
You're
smartphone,
using
and
it already.
everyone has got a smartphone.
So what are there, you may have already covered some of it, but technical challenges that you're up against to try to integrate into automotive? Are there specific problems?
We've been discussing about for me, technical challenges are related to security and market reach, so the capability to deploy those keys in each and every smartphone. But for me, there is another challenge which could be even more important, which is related to the relationship between customers and car makers and the touch point between customers and car makers. Because just to give an example, I clearly remember the day when my father handed to me the keys of my first car.
Right.
And I clearly remember how proud I was when I received the keys of the car, the first car I bought myself. So we buy a brand. And the keys are a way to always remind us of the brand. The keys are always with us. The risk I see with digital car keys is that this link is a bit diluted. The brand is a bit hidden in your wallet, in your digital wallet, among many other
music
cards.
Compared to vinyl.
Yes, it's a very good good association.
Yeah.
So it is very interesting to see that in the market today, most of the car makers which are adopting digital keys, which are deploying digital keys, provide to their customers the backup solution, which is the NFC key card. The size of a credit card, this card fits each and every wall. It's less bulky as a traditional key fob, but really this device can convey all the values of the brand. So, and at Idemia, we manufactured more than 2 billion smart cards every year, and basically we designed a brand new product line of NFC key cards tailored for the automotive markets. So these cards are fully compliant with the automotive market requirements. Yeah, and basically can really convey all the values, the design of the car makers, both in plastic and in metal for premium vehicle. And what I like the most is that we didn't think about it at the very beginning, but car makers are really thinking about relying on this device to provide additional value-added services to their customers. So why not combining car access with payment? Why not combining car access with access to electrical charging stations? Why not combining car access to loyalty programs? So this device becomes a new way to recreate this link between the brands, the car makers, and the end users.
And again, frictionless. No, yeah, it's easy.
To wrap up, digital keys are here to stay. And I'm sure that my son, who is 7 today, will only use his smartphone to unlock the keys. But what's very important is that
7?
Yeah.
Yeah, he may be only unlocking the autonomous car that comes up.
Yes,
Right.
probably.
Potentially.
And our CEO always tells us, digitalization is not a one-way trip. So we are moving, or the industry is moving from physical key fobs to digital keys. But we see that digital keys create the need of new physical products,
Right.
which are becoming the backup companion solution to digital keys. And last but not least, what excites me a lot about the car access market is that today your car is a key. But tomorrow you will be the key of your car. Because at Idemia, we're already working on biometric solutions, face recognition solution, so that you could unlock your vehicle, start your vehicle without even the need of a physical device.
I think we're just about out of time, and thank you all for attending, and thank you, Gianni. A little round of applause for our guest, and thank you all.